If we're not at a Disney park, we're dreaming about being there, and a cup of Joffrey's Coffee Disney Blend helps. But what about when you're at a Disney park? The Joffrey's Disney Kiosk and Restaurant Locator will make sure you never miss out. Whether it's a cool drink on a hot summer vacation or a great cup of coffee at a Disney signature restaurant, Joffrey's has you covered. Check it out at joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
If you are traveling to Epcot, please remain on board. You'll need to change monorails just 2 stops away at the Transportation and Ticket Center.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar.
This is ResortLoop.com. Bob.
Tim.
I think we need to sit back today and relax.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe have a beverage.
Oh, yeah. This is, we don't typically do this. We're family friendly, all 99.99% of the time. But, some things have been happening at Walt Disney World. For example, Tim, did you know that according to our good pal, Rebecca Toone, beer, wine, and ciders are now going to be available at the Crystal Palace.
Really?
Over the Crystal Palace. They got all kinds of stuff. They even got mimosas for $10 for a mimosa. So that's yeesh. But the adult side of Disney is coming around.
It is.
We thought we'd do a little adult show.
Well, who should we have on to help us talk about this?
Well, I have requested, Tim, unbeknownst to you, a couple of Disney lounging experts, and I call them the Disney lounging experts because that's the blog that they write. We have with us Tonic, the head blog tender, and Grenadine, the another head blog tender. Ladies, welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Now they sound a little familiar, don't they?
They do.
Curious. Of course, we're talking about Emily Hicks and Tara Renee. You guys all know them. Emily from the DVC Roundtable, and Tara Renee, one of our Rocketeers, running all the time.
Probably too much.
No, not too much.
She may have just signed up for Paris.
I did do that.
What?
Get out.
Yeah, and then I signed up for the Cleveland Half Marathon, and someone should stop me.
Wow.
I can't catch her, so I can't stop her.
Well, here's what they say on there. Here are their bios, if you will, on the Disney Lounging website. By the way, folks, you want to have some fun, go on over to the Disney Lounging website or join them over at Disney Lounging on Facebook. Tonic, a.k.a. Emily, says, welcome, new friends. I'm not sure which I love more, a snow leopard salvation at the Nomad Lounge or an elevated gin martini at Misner's Lounge. I'm a working on DVC member and run DVC regular. Walt Disney World is truly the best of all worlds. Amazing experiences, adults and kids alike. And what isn't better with 2 shots of rum? Interesting little bio.
Little Easter egg there.
Right? It sounds so much fancier when you say it.
That's so sad.
Almost like someone who's been to Trader Sam's of the Polynesian would know the Easter egg.
That's right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's right.
And of course, Grenadine, a.k.a. Tara, says, cheers. I've been known to run ridiculous distances just to have a post-race ace pineapple cider. I don't even know what that is. And Walt Disney World is my favorite relaxation destination. You can usually find me in Epcot. I'm proof that you don't need kids to enjoy Walt Disney World. And the more you go, the more you want to go back. Truer words have never been said, I think.
I love it.
I stand by it.
The more you go, the more that should be their slogan. The more you go, the more you want to go back.
I would like some royalties from that.
Right.
Please contact my lawyer, Emily.
There you go. I've got this covered.
How convenient is that? That's pretty convenient. So
I know that's why you guys keep me around.
before we get into like the meat of the show, what inspired you guys to do this Disney lounging that you're doing?
I would say it was probably Emily's husband has been kind enough to let me borrow her and go on some girls' weekend running trips. And, without the children around and everything, I think it was a slightly different trip. And we were kind of going to all the lounges, the restaurants, focusing more on that than necessarily all the rides.
Right.
It's an entirely different form of entertainment. And of course, as you all know, the restaurants and lounges at Disney are all pretty much as entertaining than a lot of the park rides. They've gotten really immersive with their theming recently. Well, actually, they've probably always been that way. Every resort seems to have just really unique dining and drinking experiences. And we thought there's a Disney food blog, which is an excellent resource. There's all kinds of other different Disney resources, but we couldn't find like a really good Disney lounging website anywhere. So we thought, well, we should make one since we are clearly making it our agenda to check off all of our favorite spots all over the world.
Very good. Well, we put out to Looper Nation Live Looper Nation Live a poll. We don't typically do these type of polls, but we thought, since it's just for the grown-ups, we're going to do a little poll over on Looper Nation Live, which anybody can join us over there. And we asked, where is your favorite place to get an adult beverage at Walt Disney World? Now, the two of you, what would you say would be the number one pick by most of Looper Nation?
Oh, by Looper Nation. Yeah, I'm going to go Trader Sam's.
Okay. Now, is that the two of you, your favorites?
No,
it's high on the list, though. It's definitely high on the list.
Wow. Okay, we gotta know what's your favorites.
I like how confident I was that neither of us. That was neither of my favorite.
Yeah.
I feel like I already know Tara's. So Tara, you go first, and I want to see.
Oh, so I don't think mine's very hidden. I really enjoy the newer Nomad Lounge over at Animal Kingdom Park.
Oh, beautiful.
I was right.
It is gorgeous. I love the theming. It's very luxury safari inside. It has a very exotic feel, and I think that it has the most interesting drinks on property.
Okay.
And plus, there's a
so
lot of crowds in Pandora, so it's right at the entrance there. It's a good escape.
Yep.
And it's got air conditioning, which is nice in Animal Kingdom.
It sure does. And it feels like you're in a yurt, like a Mongolian tent. And it's just so relaxing. The chairs, they have indoor seating and outdoor seating. So you can sit out on these beautiful, huge pieces of outdoor furniture that are extremely comfortable. Or you can sit indoors and also very comfortable, but like a little bit more upscale seating. And so you can, I've found that it's hard to peel yourself out of those seats.
I've spent
after a drink or two.
Almost 3 hours there, I would say at one point. It was one of those summer torrential downpours in Florida. And we sat down and maybe 2.5 hours later realized that we still were there and hadn't left. So
they are very accommodating. They're very accommodating over there. Tim and I sat over there with Dee Dee and some other loopers over after the Looper meet. We sat over at
we did. It was wonderful.
Lounge.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I should actually give Dee Dee a shout out because she actually recommended the iced tea.
Yes.
That they had there. And I believe it was maybe a raspberry vanilla iced tea.
Oh.
I remember there was vanilla. Yes.
She's probably going to correct me, but I know that it had the vanilla in it, and I tried one of those, and it was delicious. And that's a really good sort of virgin cocktail to get into. So maybe your family wants to get some cocktails, but you don't want to. There's good options like that, too.
Okay. All right. Now, is for those folks that do have kids, is Nomad Lounge relatively family friendly, or is it just for adults?
Absolutely family friendly. We've had our kids in strollers there. There's lots of little appetizer things like that. They have glow cubes in several of their drinks, and that's really all a kid needs, right?
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
I've seen Emily use that tactic more than once.
I'm pretty sure Tara remembers the time that I had my children chasing glow cubes around the floor of the lounge once. I'm not proud, but it happened.
Oh, and I should make a quick correction. I found it. It was passion fruit vanilla iced tea.
Yum.
That Dee Dee recommended. I had the wrong fruit, but they also do have quite a few Joffrey's options on their menu as well.
Yes.
So there's about half a dozen.
I believe that's what I had. Do you remember what you had, Tim?
I remember I had the iced tea. I had a couple iced teas with Dee Dee.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's run down. We're going to run down the favorites of Looper Nation over in Looper Nation Live. You had, like you guys said, Trader Sam's #1. Now, why is that? Why is Trader Sam's a must do? It's become a must do when you go to Walt Disney World if you're an adult.
It's definitely the most unique. It
How
is
so?
highly themed.
And since they have one on each coast, it's sort of a fun Disney experience that you can sort of share with Disney lovers that are either side, since they have a Trader Sam's down in Disneyland as well. It's also that, I think that also makes people feel like it's a little bit more authentically Disney because it's got history on the other coast.
Okay.
And have you guys been in there?
I have.
How about you, Tim?
I have not yet.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
So I don't, Tara and I can sort of, I can tell you pretty much about every feature drink, but the really neat thing about Trader Sam's is that the place comes alive with special effects depending on what you order. And I've complained about this to Tara many times, but after a while drinking in Disney, everything just starts tasting like sugar to me. But I will still go to Trader Sam's and drink 2 sugary cocktails just to watch the walls come alive, or the servers come out like zombies, or the 2 shots of rum. If you haven't been there, you'll have to go and find out what they do.
Right.
It's very interactive. The servers, the bartenders, everyone gets really into the gimmicks. Almost every drink has a special effect that comes along with it. So you really kind of feel like you're at, a festive island party when you're there and you're part of it.
Now, I understand they have souvenir cups. Do you usually get souvenir cups, or do you have any?
I have a few. I don't know, Tara, do you?
I do, yeah.
I have a zombie and a Oa, and the Nautilus, which that's a $52 drink last time I ordered it. It's supposedly for 2 people, but I could drain one in about 5 minutes. And I probably shouldn't be proud of that, but it's...
This is an adult show. We're good. Yeah.
It's a giant beverage. And by the way, Disney lounging is primarily about adult beverages. However, as you pointed out, Tara, all of the lounges have really great mocktails, and one shouldn't be dissuaded from going to a Disney lounge because they're not a drinker. There's so many things to just snack on, or you can sip your fizzy mocktail and enjoy it just as much as anybody else. But yeah, it is the Nautilus it's not as powerful as you would think. I don't think any of those drinks are as strong as you would think they would be, but it is a really attractive submarine Nautilus mug.
But
I myself have the Krakatoa Punch. So it
fun.
kind of looks like a volcano type glass. And I think we also have maybe some of the zombies floating around as well.
Right. It happens.
Oh, there's a hippopotami Mai Tai as well. We do have one of those.
Yes. If you don't tell them you don't want the cup, I think they put it on your bill and then essentially wait for you to ask to have it removed. And there have been more than one evening where we're like, whatever, let's just leave it there.
Take it home.
Right.
So I think that they've switched it a little bit because I was there a couple of weeks ago and they kind of deferred to not charging the extra for the drink. It's really only, would you say maybe $5, something like that? It's a nominal charge.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty good souvenir.
I thought it was more, maybe I'm mixing it up with the Nautilus because that's the price that sticks in my head every time. So
that's
sure.
Each glass has a slightly different. So like the hippopotami Mai Tai is a little bit less for the glass, but the Nautilus significantly more. It's a piece of art, really, though.
It is gorgeous. You can put things in it. It's practically a vase. You could also I use tiki mugs as vases a lot actually, but you should also consider asking. Oh, what I was going to tell you is the pearls. I don't know if you've ever had a pearl, but I've not had a pearl. And I also think that the pearl glasses, they're made of plastic, so I think they're less interesting than the other ones. So don't get tricked.
No, you actually don't have a choice with the pearl because it's plastic. They can't wash it and reuse it. So every single time you get a pearl, it's yours to keep.
Huh.
And if you're really, really very lucky, you might get the black pearl.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yes.
Which is roughly 1 in a 100, I think, but it's totally random. So when you're in the lounge and you order the pearl, sort of like a glistening sound you'll hear, and then there's a very large clam in the corner. And it opens up to reveal your glass will pop out from.
See, now I have to get a pearl.
Well, and it's a trick because you could get the standard white pearl, or if you're one of the lucky ones, you'll get the black pearl.
Nice.
Wow. Now,
and you never know.
We got to be clear. These are not, pearls. These are like softball size pearls.
Right. They are very, very large, hollowed out plastic pearls.
They're plastic circles that we all covet for some reason.
Wow. Right.
Yes.
Disney.
Because they're from
but
Disney.
The drink that's in it, it's worth it.
Right. Yes.
Right.
How funny.
Now Trader Sam's, they do a little something special at 8:00. What happens at 8:00?
I'm going to let Emily handle this one.
You have to put your kid in the stroller outside in the hallway.
Oh, no.
You put them on the launch.
Kidding.
All views and opinions of Emily are
not legally recommended. So they make a great announcement. I think it's about 7 or maybe 7:45, where they say, "We love children. We think they're outstanding, and you should be outstanding with them." Or something, standing in the hall. So at 8:00, all under 21s are supposed to be out the door. Is it under 21 or I think it is
under 21?
So 8:00, it converts to a adults only lounge.
Okay.
And there's no I just ordered my food, so my kids stay here until we're done. It's the time.
I think maybe last time we did push it. Yeah, it was usually maybe 5 to 10 minutes, maybe because we were paying our checks.
Kids though.
Now, because I did do Trader Sam's, and it is one of the most fun places to sit and just watch the waiters and the wait staff, the bartender, and I know they came over and I had no idea what I was going to order, so I said I'll have the tiki room, and he said, "I'm sorry, sir, we don't have that on the menu." And I said, the tiki room. He goes, "That's not what that says." I had to say the tiki room in order to get that drink. So next time I'm going to pick something with a much shorter name.
Yeah, and they are very specific. So if you miss a tiki like I did, you're still not getting the drink. That's right.
And they are. It's a lot of fun. It's just a fun place to be. And like you said, there's so much to see. And there's a lot of references to so many different Disney movies and Disney rides and things like that. So Trader Sam's, number 1 for Looper Nation. Number 2, our very own Rebecca Toon's favorite, La Cava del Tequila.
Ooh.
She's not wrong.
That good? I've never been.
It is. They really are masters with tequila. They have so many concoctions there, and they're all such interesting flavors and interesting mixtures, and they will talk to you about it and help you pick what would go the best with your palate. But they really are fantastic there. And it's right inside the Mexico Pavilion. So it is, if you walk inside the pavilion and make a right, it's going to be the one with the long line.
I've seen it over there, but I've never actually gone in to see what's going on with that.
Yeah, there's a line where you can kind of go in and take a look at the menu, and they'll help you. And then you're welcome to take your drink out with you, or they do have a seating area. It's very small. It's kind of hard to find a seat because it is very popular. But it is, if you want a margarita, I think that is the top place to go in Disney World. They just opened a couple of new margarita stands outside of the Mexico Pavilion, and I heard that they had a pink peppercorn margarita as an option out there.
A pink peppercorn?
Wow.
Pink peppercorn. Mm-hmm.
What do you do with a pink peppercorn?
I didn't get a chance to get that one because I was so distracted by La Cava. But I did hear some good signs in that, and that is the lechosa. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But it's just right to the left-hand side before you enter the pavilion.
Interesting. Now, you can get your name on a glass, right? What's the deal with that?
I think that there is one of the stands in the pavilion there that will help you out with that. I don't have one myself, so I can't speak from experience.
Okay, all right. You don't know.
Emily hasn't bought me one yet, so
but
no Christmas gifts.
Do you have to buy that, or is it just given to you after so long, or what's?
I am not exactly sure on that one. That might be actually a better question for Rebecca. I enjoy tequila, but it might not be my favorite.
I've had some tequila. How can I help?
Yeah, Emily also might be our tequila representative.
Over at La Cava, how do you get the glass?
Oh, that's a good question. And I think that Rebecca once told me that you actually have to be friends with the administration of that institution. And I know that they have a Twitter handle. So I think that you can follow them on Twitter. And I would say start making friends with them and then ask Rebecca. You're right, Tara. But I think she did say that there was some sort of like inner circle. I know she goes down there a lot. So to the Cava.
Interesting.
It is. It's a small place, small circle.
That's over at the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot. Very good. Number 3 on Looper Nation's list, Top of the World Lounge.
Ooh.
Yes.
Tim's favorite. Top of the World.
Oh, yes.
It's good stuff. So that is just an atmosphere place, all up and down, right? That place is just so fun. It's a very relaxed atmosphere if you haven't been there. And it's lots of lounging areas, very modern feel, and you can watch the fireworks. So there's always a rush for wishes. And I believe that it's only open to DVC members and guests at this time.
Right.
And there's always a question of, do you have to be staying on points? And I think you can try your luck either way, but you're supposed to be, I think it's part of the, you have to be staying on property. I don't think you can just stop by. That said, there's always an exception to every rule.
But you can take guests up there if you're staying.
Exactly. Yep.
Right.
They did let me up. I think it was just another sales tactic, trying to get me to buy in, but it didn't not work. So.
Right. Exactly. Like you never know you never know with Disney.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Little teaser, like you said, for the fireworks. What could be better? Absolutely. Right. Now tell me,
staff there too.
Number 4. Staff. What's that?
Sorry, go ahead. I was going to say they have a good staff there, and I think they have food from within the building as well. So it may be coming from the Wave or one of the other restaurants.
Ah, very good. Mm-hmm. It's interesting you bring up the Wave. Tim and I have been to the Wave, and that did not make the list at all. Huh. Strange. I think we did something, Tim.
I think there are just so many options around the monorail, around the loop there, that one kind of gets lost a little bit because they have so many very excellent options there.
Did you guys do the beer tasting there? Because they do have a free beer tasting weekly at the Wave.
No.
Yeah, Florida. They have a Florida microbrewery, I think, that does a free beer tasting once a week. I think it was Wednesdays from like 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's where isn't that where we met Margot? Tim?
I believe so. I think so. Yes. Yeah. She met us over there after the meet.
Right. So number 4, we had number 4. Number 4 is one that I'm not familiar with at all. What's the deal with Misner's Lounge?
Misner's.
I'm going to let Emily have this one. This is her favorite. I can't take it from her.
It is. In fact, it's one of my favorites because we reconnected, Tara and I, in Misner's Lounge. We went to law school together. We live in Cleveland together. But it was Misner's Lounge in the monorail, and Disney brought us back together. We saw each other at an expo. But Misner's is a sort of old school place tucked right behind the Grand Floridian Society Orchestra, which every Grand Floridian fan should get one of their CDs because it just takes you right there.
Well, I do have to say one thing about the orchestra.
If your car even still has a CD player. But
I ran into the orchestra.
They have
playing...
all kinds of classic cocktails. They have a really high-end liquor selection. So my husband loves it because it just, you can go there and you don't even think, you're not thinking I'm in Disney World and I'm anywhere. You're just relaxed.
Well, I have to give the orchestra some credit here because I came in there in January after the marathon and they were playing the Star Wars theme. I think John Williams himself would have been very pleased with how they were playing. I was thrilled, and I was kind of like waving and like, oh, thank you so much. This is great.
Wow.
And they were fantastic. They play throughout the night. Usually they take kind of some breaks in between sets, and I think they play until around maybe 10:30. It changes by night. On the weekends, I'm sure it's a little bit later, but they are a fantastic portion of that.
And it is beautiful back there because you get to overlook. Now that overlooks like not the water, but the courtyard, right? That overlooked the courtyard.
Yeah, the beautiful grounds of the Grand Floridian, so all the flowers and I believe some of the pool as well.
Right.
Wow.
All right. Well,
folks.
Then we had you guys have already talked about the Nomad Lounge. And we're going to wrap up with the last two, which are, let's see what we got here. The last three that make up the top, I guess, top 10. Tambu Lounge, Rose and Crown Pub, and Geyser Point, which Tim and I love Geyser Point.
Oh, Geyser Point
we
was
didn't drink at Geyser Point, but oh my gosh.
It's fantastic. You can watch the Geyser. It's also a really great family-friendly place to drink or eat because you can sit at those great couches, watch the geyser with your kids. Everybody's entertained and relaxed. And I think you guys mentioned this maybe on one of your podcasts, but you can just sit there and not even realize you're in Disney World just watching the lake. You could be anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Right. You feel like you're in the Pacific Northwest just sitting there, you're expecting a bear to walk by at any moment.
It was just me without my shirt on. But it's a great addition.
That was just you.
Just me. It's a great addition to the Wilderness Lodge, though. Oh, my gosh.
I think that's the best thing about most of these places is that idea that you're not in Disney World per se. You are transported to this cool place. You're relaxing all on a monorail.
Right.
Yeah. And there's also the sister lounge inside the Wilderness Lodge. So if it's raining or maybe too chilly, I think they have heat lamps at Geyser. But if you want to go inside too, Territory Lounge is fantastic. And they have an Oregon cheese fondue that you can get that is absolutely fabulous. And that's a good point that a lot of these lounges have pretty decent appetizer, snack, food menus as well.
Very cool.
Territory Lounge is basically a museum too. They have either original or replica pieces of American history essentially hanging on the walls and in display cases. It's practically educational.
Wow.
Well, wrapping up the ones that were voted on for this poll, you had, of course, Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar that I've enjoyed. Yes. That's really cool in there. Being an Indiana Jones fan, that was kind of cool for me to be in there.
I love that place.
Always a hit.
The Germany Pavilion. Got to get your beer in Germany, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. In general, the Germany Pavilion is a great place to go.
Yeah, there you go. Food and wine. Now, what about food and wine? Have either of you enjoyed food and wine?
We sure have.
I have.
Together
it's a great,
twice.
if you want to taste many different drinks, there's nothing better. I mean, you've got at least a couple of dozen stands, and they give out smaller portions of wines, maybe smaller cocktails, beers. You can get flights to sample, so you can really very much eat and drink your way around the world.
Excellent.
Cool.
The Brazil stand, caipirinhas at the Brazil stand are the way to go during food and wine. And sometimes Flower and Garden, they have Brazil or caipirinhas out as well.
Really? Now, why Brazil?
The Brazil stand.
Now, why Brazil?
Because cachaça is I believe, like the national liquor of Brazil, and the caipirinha is their national drink. drink, and it's basically like a delicious lime. It's like, if you think of lemonade, think of a sugar caney lime lemonade, and that's cachaça. It's a caipirinha, and it's amazing. So it's like a frozen drink, and you can have them non-frozen, but they serve them frozen at Disney. So,
wow.
Very
and it's
Brazilian,
not something you can
Brazilian
get
drink.
everywhere. Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's hard to find cachaça even anywhere around here.
Interesting. Huh. Of course, you had frozen. Speaking of frozen drinks, frozen drink over in France. Of
Oui,
course,
oui.
the wine over in France is very good. Abracadabar, which you guys had a
Chris O'Connor.
Rocketeer meet over there. That was awesome.
Indeed, yeah.
That's right. And we have a Rocketeer behind the bar.
That's awesome.
Chris
That's
O'Connor.
right.
Yep.
How cool is
One of
that?
us.
So say hello to Chris for us if you're.
And
if you're
I believe his fiance was behind the bar over at Trader Sam's as well.
Oh, wow.
Real
Really?
exciting.
So we have people quite literally all over the world.
Yeah, that's
Right.
awesome.
We
That is
brought them
awesome.
to you, by the way. We recruited them.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Love it.
Appreciate that. Looper Nation's one big happy family. T-Rex, which I would never think of T-Rex as having, a good adult beverages, but it was voted on.
That was
promise
my
to try
most
that in the
recent
future.
surprise. I went in there when I was just there 2 weeks ago because it rained and a lot of the shops in the Springs had closed up, so you couldn't get a drink to walk around and shop or do whatnot with. So I popped in and I caught the meteor shower while I was there.
What?
It was very dramatic. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were lights and
Okay.
meteors. I survived.
I've got
I
a
made
couple
it through
kids
this one.
that I'm going to have to take in.
Oh, you've never been to T-Rex?
Nope. Or Rainforest Cafe.
Oh, Emily, T-Rex is a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yes, your
We're
son
gonna
will.
do it.
All
Next
your
trip.
kids will love it. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, they all will. The girls started the dinosaurs, and he's tagging right along.
There you
So,
go.
yep.
There you go. And then the last three, Victoria Falls Lounge over. That's over.
Oh,
at
yes.
Animal Kingdom Lodge, right?
Yep.
Homecoming.
So beautiful.
The of course
Yes,
the.
that's my favorite right now.
Oh, okay. And Yak and Yeti's bar
Huh.
over in Animal Kingdom.
Yep.
I enjoyed the Homecoming moonshine.
Yeah.
had-
Did you get
I
it in a
had
water
the-
bottle?
The mason jar, you mean?
I guess you drink less than me. That's just a portion question. So they have it in the souvenir squeeze bottle, and then I guess they serve like the other moonshine in the mason jar. Yes, sure.
Oh my.
If you drink less than 22 ounces in a sitting, yes, indeed.
Okay. All right.
It's
They also have a
refillable.
moonshine flight. Yep, which I did many times. There was.
Go ahead, Emily.
Oh, I was gonna say our last trip, Tara and I had our purses next to each other, and we had our water bottles there, or I had my water bottle next to my purse. I walked away, and my husband had moved our stuff to another table, and he had moved our purses unbeknownst to me, and I said, "Where's the drink? Where's the drink? Did you grab my drink? Where's my water bottle?" And he's like, "Don't you care about your purse?" I'm like, "Whatever."
Yeah, that too.
but that $12 bottle.
Right. I can call the credit cards in lost, but that drink is just,
It's not going to drink itself. It's not going to drink itself. Oh my goodness. Well, so what you're saying, all the whole Disney lounging thing, that's a new thing. That's something that Disney is now offering for the grown-up adults. Nobody's grown up if they go to Disney World, and that's okay. But that's something nice that they're doing for all of the adults.
And it's also really great. So if you're a solo traveler and you just kind of wanted to stop down to Disney, the lounges are a great place to go eat if you don't want to go through the hassle of a reservation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now
You
it
can
is
go
tough.
talk to Chris at Abracadabar. I did that once.
Mm-hmm.
He was fantastic entertainment for me.
And that's the nice thing, I think, with the Disney cast members. You get into some of these lounges with some of these cast members. They're not your typical bartender that doesn't want to really talk to you. Is just sitting there staring at you while you're, spilling your guts to them. They're really interactive, especially, in some of these themed areas like Jock Lindsay's or Trader Sam's. They really get into character, and they have a good time with you, and very nice group. When Tim and I were over at Nomad Lounge, we sat there for, how long did we sit there, Tim?
It was 2 or 3 hours. It was a long time. It was a long time.
Just
it was good time.
Up.
Good time.
They don't care.
They didn't care.
Yep, they love it.
Mm-hmm.
I was loving it.
Yeah. And they're very knowledgeable as well. So if you have questions, this isn't just a pre-mixed, they're going to pour your drink out like, I'm sure that some people might think that a Disney lounge would have. But they really are knowledgeable, and these are very intricate drinks, and they will really help you find the right one for you.
There you go. And again, like you ladies have said, there's so many different types of drinks that are available out there. For the connoisseur of adult beverages, they're going to find something really good that they like. And for the casual adult beverage drinker that is looking for something fun,
Lapu-Lapu.
The Lapu-Lapu, the stuff glowing in your drinks, and just all that fun stuff. So go check out our good friends Tonic and Grenadine over at the DisneyLounging.com website and their Disney Lounging Facebook page, and they can steer you to some really nice places to spend some time. If you've got questions about, let's say, an anniversary coming up that you're spending at Disney, or your honeymoon that you're spending at Disney, and you want something maybe fun or maybe romantic, these two will definitely help you out. So
nice. And
we'll have links to everything. So Tim.
Yes, Bob.
And we always welcome guest blog tenders.
There you go. There you go. Hey, get that plug in. Nothing wrong with that. Tim, that is all I've got for Tonic and Grenadine. It sounds weird.
It does, but I'm going to go check out some Disney lounging right now. Everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com, and ResortLoop.com/YouTube.
Yes, check out that YouTube. It's nonsense. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, rate us on iTunes, and what else should folks do, Tim?
Everyone, please go out there and share the Gateway to the Music. Gateway to the Music. I've got choir concerts this week.
There is
Gateway
good music.
To the magic. Thanks, everyone.
See you, everybody.
Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoopTravelGroup.com.